Well, would you look at this? It's amazing what you can find on the internet, and sometimes you don't even have to dig for it. You just have to be following the right people. And I found this on Twitter. And this was posted on CNN on September 13th, 2020. Now, by the time this video goes up, I will have already done my live stream talking about what happened in Compton. But I purposely left this part out of the live stream because I wanted it to be its own separate video. So, it says, driver shoots New Mexico State Police officer during highway traffic stop, police say. Now, if you look at the time of the article being posted, it was posted 9 hours ago on the same day, but the event itself happened on Saturday, which I believe was the same day as the quote-unquote ambush in Compton, which was maybe, a couple states over? Because New Mexico, travel-wise from the state of California, I don't know what the distance is, but it's a lot closer to... Let's put it this way. New Mexico is a lot closer to California than I am. I'll put it like that. But it's amazing that lamestream media left this part out, and this happened the same exact day, but they are purposely reporting about what happened in California. I guess they don't want there to be any outrage. I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but something tells me that's what they're leaning toward. So, it says a 28-year-old driver allegedly shot a New Mexico State police officer during a traffic stop on Interstate 40 in Cibola County, New Mexico on Saturday morning, according to a statement from police. Now, notice they said allegedly, when it's clear he obviously did it. But let's continue. The suspect, Robert Benjamin Nelson of Scottsdale, Arizona, he's not even from the state, appeared to fire multiple rounds at the officer's head as she approached his GMC pickup at about 9:30 a.m. Oh, this guy was prepared to kill. He didn't walk up and quote-unquote ambush this police officer. He shot her on sight the minute she got up to his window. And it said fired multiple shots at her head. He was going for the kill. Let's continue. The officer was struck by the gunfire but was able to return fire, police said. Nelson then allegedly fled the scene on I-40, and the officer got back to her vehicle and chased after him. After a short pursuit, the suspect allegedly stopped on the highway and exited his vehicle. Officers from Laguna Police Department arrived to help the state police officer, and Nelson was taken into custody without further incident. It sounds to me like it's about him saying that he got out of his car. It almost sounds like he was getting ready to get out and continue to fire at her. And if she didn't have backup, that's probably what he would have did. Nelson was booked into the Cibola County Detention Center and charged with attempt to commit murder, aggravated battery upon peace officer, shooting from a motor vehicle, and resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer. Details leading up to the traffic stop and subsequent shooting are under investigation by the New Mexico State Police Investigation Bureau, the statement says. According to the FBI's data on law enforcement officers killed and assaulted, a total of 2,116 officers were assaulted by firearms in 2018, and 6.1% of those officers were injured. Also in 2018, 55 law enforcement officers died while in the line of duty from felonious assaults, and 51 died in accidents. Now, how did I know they would throw that stat in there? How did I know they would throw that stat in there? Because they have to overinflate it to make it seem like it's this huge epidemic that's coming upon these police officers, with people firing on them, whether justified or not. But if you look at all the shootings that happen with these terrorists, as I call them, killing unarmed black people, and I'm talking about unarmed and unjustly, those numbers completely supersede and outweigh those. I bet you they won't pull those stats up. But see, palm colored, just like they're not going to touch on this one, they won't touch on that either. And see, one of the major reasons, I'm going to tell you right now, I might say it in my live stream too. One of the major reasons why I do my live streams at the end of the week and not say at the beginning of the week or the middle of the week is because a lot of times there's stories that develop in the beginning of the week, and I want to see what the development of the stories is going to go. And it keeps me from doing constant updates and everything like that. I might have said this before, but I'm going to reiterate it for the people who may be new. I do those live streams at the end of the week because, you know, if it's a story I want to share with y'all in real time that I feel is a pretty big story or a controversial story, I'll wait until the end of the week to talk about it, because it might be a development that comes there from those stories, like the one what happened in Compton. We know that that happened this past weekend. So I'm sure some more stuff might come out about either the person who did the shooting or even the ones who got shot at. 9 times out of 10, and I'm recording this on a Sunday. Something else I have a feeling is going to come out between now and Friday about either one of the things that I mentioned. It usually does. Just got to keep our eyes open. But as for this one right here, it's not the fact that he did what he did. I mean, it's been seen on video time and time again that Palm Colored has had interactions with the police and law enforcement before in the past. We've seen that plenty of times. Plenty of videos back it up. It's the fact that the outrage when someone like him does it versus like what happened in Compton and as of now, and the stuff might change, we don't know what the ethnicity of the person is. Because the person was covered and the video surveillance was kind of grainy, so you couldn't tell, and it was from a distance. But the lack of outrage about this, even though it happened like the same day in almost a reverse manner, because he didn't get out and shoot at her. She was coming to him and she shot at her. Now, I would say this. She is lucky to be alive because he shot at her head. One shot successfully probably would have ended her right there on sight. But he kept firing. He was trying to kill this woman, and it was just a simple traffic stop. It was probably, maybe he could have been going too fast. Maybe a tail light or a headlight was out, something like that. But he escalated it. All cause he got stopped, or maybe he had a run-in with the police before. I don't know. Maybe he was, and this is me putting it out there, maybe he had a run-in with the cops before and he got fed up. Quiet as it's kept, truth be told, black people, even though we have a huge reason to be fed up with law enforcement these days, it's other groups that are tired of them too. And I think after what happened with George Floyd, like I told people, that was the powder keg. I told people that. And I think I'm right. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But then again, I don't want to give him too much leeway, because I've seen videos of PC getting into it with the law enforcement before in the past. And it could be a thing of, oh, well, I'm going to shoot at her and nothing probably won't happen to me. They're not going to deal with me like they deal with those black people. Because some of them, like, that runs through their minds too. They're not going to deal with me like they do with Jacob Blake or George Floyd or any other black person that has dealt with the police over the years. That does run through their mind, believe it or not. So it could be either or thing, but I would not be surprised if it's more of the latter. But like I said, one of the main reasons I'm doing this story is because this story right here almost lines up exactly how the one in Compton did. But it's just that instead of him running up on the cop, she was just trying to initiate, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was, like I said, a simple traffic infringement, and he shot at her. And it's just the fact that there's a lack of outrage. And I'm not surprised that there was no outrage behind this whatsoever. But they want to come online and create a Blue Lives Matter hashtag, which, by the way, backfired on them, because when people got a hold of it, they completely turned it on its head. And I'm sure PC, who loves to talk about Blue Lives Matter all the time, didn't see that coming. And the Blue Lives Matter as a hashtag or as a so-called movement is absolutely ridiculous, because nobody's nobody's born blue. It's a uniform, or some would say a costume, that one that you can take off and put back on the next day. I can't take off my skin tone. I can't. I was born like this, and I'm gonna die like this.